So there we go, we're back on it. Let's see what it brings today. We've started in Llandrin Dodwells and we're going to end up in Llantwrd. Don't know how you pronounce it. Do apologise to all my Welsh followers. But anyway, let's go. So as you've just seen, I'm back out with this lunatic, a Shropshire lad.
We're here.
So we're back out on the Heart of Wales Line Trail, and I've got a surprise in store for you guys tonight. Myself and Gord, we've both got Lanshan 1 Pros, and I've got a treat to show you in relation to his tent. So if you want to see what I'm on about, you stay tuned. So for some of you ladies who watch my channel, I've been really trying. And so, after prattling around with some songs from Marvin Gaye, we continued our journey. We tackled stiles, bridges, and even the steep steps, heading down to the campsite at the bottom. We actually got Drew into a conversation with the locals as well. A Shropshire lad. He's certainly got some balls about him. Look at him. The legend of Shropshire just works his way through a herd of units. Oh. Respect to the guy. And so, after a Shropshire lad finished touching up the cattle and paid the farmer to keep quiet, we headed into Newbridge-on-Wye, where we piled into the local post office and said in a famous Shropshire accent, "Reet, mon!" So we bought some drink and pretended we knew how to read the map. We're somewhere around here. And that was no lie. It was time for a Shropshire lad to pull out View Ranger and actually find out where we were. Luckily, we got back on the correct footpath and we joined up with part of the Wye Valley walk. So, we've decided to stay down by the Wye Valley or the Wye River. And look what we found. We found a bench along the way. So we're going to stop, filter some water out the river and have a brew, and then we'll crack on into Bilthwells. And he's doing the spaff dance. Do I or don't I? So this is the railway bridge coming from Llandrin Dod into Bilth. So we're not actually that far from Bilthwells now, and we've actually just saw our first glimpse of where we're staying tonight, and it is just up here on that hill. So we're going to try and aim for the summit. How you feeling, Morn?
Oh, my little legs are a bit tired, Dave, if I'm honest. What are we into? 18k? 18
kilometres now. Might not sound a lot.
We should be doing 24, 23.
Yeah, we've got about 5 kilometres left.
Not,
so.
Not too bad. It's nice to see the end in sight.
And the time is only 2:15.
So I think we have to have a little stop off at a pub in Bilth. I think it's just how it's got to be.
It's a shame that, isn't it? We never made it into the pubs in Bilth, unfortunately. They were all far too busy. But instead we opted for Sarnie and Bilth. So we've just come out of Bilthwells now. Christ, there's some rough ones there. 2 of them here. So we're not far from our destination, and we're flagging a little bit. We've got to be on about 13.5 miles now. But dig deep, and we're going to do it. How you feeling, Jacko?
I am knackered, mate. I am want a bit of water.
He weren't saying that earlier.
A little bit of a reserve, just to get up there. And then that's me done. I'm spent. I shall get the old airbed pumped up, get my head down, and see you in the morning.
There we go. Words from the Shropshire, the most respected man in Shropshire. So at the moment, we've just done shy of 15.5 miles, and we've still got the most toughest part of the route left to do. Ascending 200 metres. It doesn't sound a lot, but when you've been up and down most of the day, it certainly takes its toll. Oh joy, the rain's coming in. There we go, we've made it then. Wow, I think we've done nearly 17 miles today. If not, it's just a little bit less than that. I'll put a, it's from my Hawaii Health thing app, so I'll just put a little screenshot on here so you can see how far we've been. But wow, we are absolutely ruined. But yeah, here's the Lanshan 1 Pro, which I said I'd take you around. So I have had a Lanshan 1 previously. And as you can see, there is quite a bit of space in there. Again, vestibule space is probably the same as the previous Lanshan. The only thing you got to do with the Lanshan 1 Pro is seam seal all down here, and do the same the other side as well. But what I've done extra as well, just for a peace of mind for myself, is just do all along the edging and the back and then the other side. But yeah, really happy with it. One thing that's notably different as well is all this here is just real fine mesh, and it is stitched into the outer, and that's just all the way round. So yeah, massive thanks to James for sorting us out with that. Much appreciated, mate. And yeah, look forward to purchasing some more maybe in the future with you. I got it from a company called Camperlist. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description to Camperlist. What I have found is they're cheaper than AliExpress, and they don't so they send it out, so you don't have to pay any import tax on it. What they do is they send out the price of the Lanshan really low, so it boycotts any import tax. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go and check out Camperlist. It's not just 3 FUL tents he stocks, he actually stocks nature hikes as well. So if you're struggling for a nature hike or a 3 FUL, certainly go and check out Camperlist. This is where we got ours from. And yeah, 690 grams, which is just the tent on its own. But yeah, it certainly helped coming or doing this amount of mileage today. You know the score by now, ladies and gents. When you hit the summit, chill out with a nice can of some description. But yeah, as I promised, I'll show you Gordon's tent.
Oops.
So as you can see, he got a little bit excited. Epic. If you want to know what happened, you're gonna have to go to his channel, hit that subscribe button and ask him. It's quite comical. So it's time to get tea on. One thing I have purchased through these lockdowns, I was fed up of carrying all my dehydrated meal sachets all floating around in my bag. So our main boy there, Jacko, put me onto this. It is a little pouch from a company called Maya, don't know. Anyway, let's have a look inside, shall we? So tonight's choice for tea is beef stew and potatoes, and it's probably one of the best meals, I think, along with the spicy pasta arrabbiata. Which brings me on to the Fell store, where I get my food from. Fantastic independent company, support independent. Probably they need it the most, more than these big outlets these days. But from myself to you guys, and it's something for you to take part in, I have purchased a £20 gift voucher from the Fell store, and I'm going to give it away to one of you lucky people. So it's £20, choose whatever meal you want. Hannah, the owner, she's aware of it as well. The lucky winner I will pick at random, and I will send you over the code, and you input that code into the checkout and it'll just deduct the £20 from whatever your order is. All you have to do is put in the comments hashtag leave no shiz, which it's spelt just here along the bottom. So yeah, that's just a personal thank you to you guys from myself. You've all your support, and that has been, yeah, truly amazing. So yeah, much appreciated, thank you. And if you're not subscribed to this guy's channel, go and check him out. There'll be a link just up here. A Shropshire lad who's fluffing his quilt.
Oh, gotta buff your quilt, haven't you? Oh.
Gotta buff your quilt, haven't you? Now that's what I'm talking about. What the bloody hell was that? Let's take a re-look. Good morning. Check that out. So as you can tell, it is soaking inside. Probably one of the downfalls of the Lanshan one, and pretty much the Lanshan brand in general. But overall, my initial thoughts of the Lanshan one after spending the night in it: if you're doing long distance hiking, 690 grams, really good. It keeps the weight down. I found that it's only really good if you're doing a long distance trail and it's warm, there's no wind and there's no rain. For me, being a big lad, there's not much room at all. But it serves a purpose. I'm quite, in a way, chuffed with it. It's done its job. Luckily, when we were setting up last night, there was only a little bit of rain and there was a bit of wind. Through the night, it was just still. But it served a purpose. The downside is just that condensation. I woke up this morning and my sleeping bag is soaking wet. But again, condensation you will never really escape. So there we go, we're done. The time has just gone 6:30 in the morning. You can join me in saying it if you want, but as always, that's right, leave no shiz. That's where I was last night. That's where Jacko was. And we've left no shiz. Trig Point was a good little coffee stop. Little table. But yeah, we're about to make our way that direction. And we've got a train to catch at 1 o'clock. If not, we're going to be sticking around for a bloody long time. Anyway, just one quick last look at this before we go. Isn't that just perfect? So we packed up and broke camp early, trekking on diverse terrain and footpaths, still prattling about. We had a train to catch at 1 PM, and then we passed through Senny Bridge military training ground. That's reassuring. Back with the pace on, we were covering a lot of ground very quickly, and we even helped herd some sheep. Eventually, we made it into
Clangamarg Wells.
Thanks, Google. Well, after 17 miles yesterday, and we're coming up to about the 9-mile mark now, my legs are feeling it. The time is 11:15 and our train is at 1 o'clock, and if we miss that by a few minutes, there isn't another one till about 5:30. So with this in mind and the time ticking, we pretended that we weren't of the largest size. We tackled the fields and the mud, a Shropshire lad complaining his ball bag was weighing him down. Trapping them in the hip belt of his rucksack seemed to work, and once again he found his pace. Eventually, we made it to the station. Ah, for those of you that are contemplating it, rice pudding with strawberry, you need to try it. It is the bomb. Or I'm probably just that hungry at the minute, I could eat a scabby horse. How you feeling, Jacko?
Fire trucked.
You know what that means, don't you?
Done.
So we made it onto the train, and the first thing a Shropshire lad did was check his Tinder account, and then also look for any shops close by that sold pork pies. But we went one better. We found a Greggs, and bugger me, it was well earned. Anyway, that's it from me. Great camp, lovely morning sky, and also a very good hike. But that's it from me, and I'll see you on another non-knackering, non-lockdown adventure with me, Dave Outdoors. See you, mate.
Good night from me. I shall sleep well tonight.
Take care.